Okay, we're getting ready to get started in exactly 2 minutes. If you all can hear, if y'all can hear, please let us know and let us know exactly where you're calling in from and where you're tuning in from. So I'm not on the conference call. Uh, so, all right, you said the sound is off. Okay, all right. Let me know if the sound improves in a second. I'm gonna change the settings on the see if we can get the sound to sound a little bit better. All here, here, a little bit better. Thank you, Miss. Well, thank you for letting us know about the sound. But let me know if you all can hear. Good evening, Miss Carolyn. How you doing today? All right. So can everybody hear before we start? Okay. We're from Ohio. Hey, David and Ashley. Thank you all for being on the live this afternoon. I know some places night, depending on what time zone you're on. But want to make sure everyone can hear us clearly before we get started with the presentation. Please make sure to hit the share button. Uh, Wherever you are, please hit the share button on whether if you're on YouTube and or whether if you are on. Uh, okay, perfect. All right, perfect. All right. So you're in Jacksonville. Okay, good. So we have Ohio, we have Baton Rouge, we have Jacksonville. Anyone else that's on that don't mind sharing your location, let us know where you're tuning in from. I know we have some other people that's tuning in from Baton Rouge. Share with us real quick where you're tuning in from, so that way we can get started momentarily. Please make sure to hit the share button. We have some good information and resources to give to you all on tonight, and we want to make sure that we're helping you all get to where you need to be. Okay, good. Y'all can hear okay? Okay, we have someone from Dallas. We have someone else from Colorado. Okay, thank you. Well, at this time, we're going to go ahead and get started. I want to thank all of you all for being on the live this afternoon or this evening. Uh, it's been a good day. Those of you all who don't know me, I'm Dr. Donald Baptiste. I serve as president and founder of Financial Wealth University. We help individuals start businesses from scratch. We also help individuals with funding. We help small businesses build business credit, and we do graphics. Our job is to help you be successful with your business in any way possible. If hopefully the screen didn't freeze on everyone. So Miss Carolyn, if you want, either refresh your you're tuning in from Facebook, so refresh your Facebook or try to log out of the screen and log back in and see if it will refresh the right way. And hopefully that helps you when the screen is frozen. But thank you, all of you all that's watching from YouTube. Please make sure you hit the subscribe button and subscribe to our YouTube channel because you'll most definitely be updated anytime we go live from YouTube and any new videos that we post on YouTube. So I'm not going to prolong the time. I'm going to turn everything over. I know those of you all who are interested in building business credit, we've been helping people build business credit now since 2015. And I've written I've written 7 books, but I have 2 that I normally promote all the time. This right here is Business on a Budget. It's 50 businesses you can start for under $500. It's a very simplistic read. It's going to take you normally about 30, in between 45 minutes and an hour to read that book. But this is our business credit guide. I know most of you all who follow us know that we talk about business credit just about every day of the week. And with how to start and fund a business, how to build business credit, how to get funding for your business, and how to put everything directly in the name of your business so that you won't tie up all of your personal credit So please hit the share button at this time. I know a lot of people have been asking me just about every week. I get 3 to 4 phone calls from individuals about business credit. They asking me about business credit and those that can't afford it. Normally ask me about some type of grants. I have people, business owners that ask about grants. I have pastors, individuals. There's some of you all that are watching that ask about grants. So I want to share as much information that I can as possible. So I don't know too much about grants. I know just a little bit of information on it, but I'm going to turn it over to the expert at this time and allow her to come on and share some information with everyone that's going to be mutually beneficial for all of us. So at this time, we're going to turn everything over to the right lady, Miss Ashley, and she's going to share some information and answer some questions that we may have.
Okay, good evening, guys. I just want to thank you for joining today. I know that you all may be interested in securing funds that you do not have to pay back. So these grants would definitely be beneficial to your business, your church, your nonprofit, or whatever entity it is that you have. For starters, anyone can qualify for a grant depending on the type of grant that it is. If you have a state grant that's for businesses that are of that from that state, so you would want to check out your local SBA to see what funds that they have available and your local government. And for me, I find a lot of my grants on grant.gov. That's a great source for finding grants, depending on what type of entity that you have. So, because I don't know you guys that are on the live, I like to know what type of entity that you have so I can speak directly to your needs. So, if you could just put it in the chat, I'll be waiting. Hmm.
So for any of you all who have, how many people on here, if you have a nonprofit organization, so put on there, okay, so we have a nonprofit for homeless, we
Okay, Miss
have a
Joe.
ministry, tax office, okay, go ahead and make
Tax
your
office. So, Miss Joe, I did want to say thank you for being one of the first persons that came on. So, because of that, you will be entered into a raffle for the end of the live, and I'll share that information with you at the end. But for ministry, there are a lot of community grants. They're called community incentive grants. And so, what those grants allow you to do is build programs that are for your community. Well, you may say, well, how do I go about getting those grants? Well, you need to make sure that you develop a program that serves the community. And with ministry, that's basically the bulk of what you're doing. You're serving. So you would need to develop your program. Okay, and for those who are saying that you need an emergency grant, I came across an emergency grant, and most grants are so competitive to where even if you apply in January, you still might not have the funds by December. Miss David Ashley Siegel, you say you have a woman-owned trucking company. There are a lot of fundings and contracts that may be available for you, but as far as grants, you would need to get a business grant. And with business grants, they're highly competitive. They are the most competitive grants. I recommend that anyone who has a business to open up a nonprofit that serves that business and get those grants like that, because community incentive grants are the easiest grants to obtain. So I see there's a travel agency. I see, is that is that supposed to be LLC or what is LCC? Do you know? So let's talk about grant sources. You can obtain a grant from a foundation, and those foundations are normally in your community. They have different initiatives that they think of and that they want to support. And if your program aligns with what they're trying to do, then they will fund you. Okay, what type of LLC do you have? Because as I previously stated, with the business grants, it's kind of hard to obtain those, but the SBA has those all the time. Local entities have those all the time, and even nonprofits that are able, they give out grants like the Blue Cross Blue Shield. A lot of y'all are not in Louisiana, so I wouldn't be able to Where do you find community grants? You can go to grants.gov. We have a tech company. Oh, you can get a STEM grant, science, technology. Is it education and mathematics? Those are the grants that you will be able to apply for, a STEM grant. And what you will basically be doing is going back and teaching coding and all those different type of resources, giving those back to the community. Miss Carolyn, what type of nonprofit do you have? Well, depending on the nonprofit, you'll be able to find funding for any business owner who's a woman. There's a women's grant that's available. It's called Women's Net, and it's an Amber grant, and it goes from $10,000 every month. One person gets selected every month, and at the end of the year, there's a 25K grant. Okay, I wouldn't necessarily say there's grants to start a church. However, all churches are 501c3s, and once you get that 501c3 status, you become eligible for a community grant. Okay, Miss Joe with the resources. Miss Carolyn say her screen keeps freezing. Miss Carolyn, we're sorry for the technical disarray. But are there any particular questions? I know you guys gave what type of entity you have, but are there any specific questions that you have? Because grant writing, it encompasses a lot. You have to have your mission statement. You have to have your vision. You have to have a budget. You have to have credible people that are going to be running the operation. You have to have a reason. What is your why? Miss Bailey, have you started do you prepare grants? Yes, I complete grants and I find grants as well. So if you have an entity, I can do the grant research for you, and then I could go on to prepare the grant.
You get ready to ask Christian questions. Christian, baby.
Oh, could you go back up? I missed Christian Bailey. Okay, yes. So Miss Christian, have you already, Mr. Bailey, have you already started your church, or are you looking for the funds to start that church? Because you may have to start with just doing simple fundraising and sponsorship until you get the funds for your church. And then once you become a 501c3, then you can apply for those grants. Miss Bacon, yes, if you need a new grant writer, I'm definitely up for the job. Is there anything else like particular that y'all want to know? Because grant writing is so broad, and I'm not sure of the category that you all are, but if you're like beginners, then I don't need to tell you about certain things.
Well, I would ask for everyone that's watching the normal. I know you talked about they need to have a mission statement. They need to make sure they understand you teach grant writing. Okay, so we'll be Maria. How you doing? We'll be sharing some information before we get off the live. We actually have a tour that's coming up. We're going to start in Baton Rouge, then we'll be in Opelousas, Louisiana. Then we'll go to Monroe, Louisiana. Then we'll go to Jeanerette, Louisiana, and then we'll end it in the city of New Orleans. We will offer a virtual opportunity to individuals who are out of state, like those of you all who are tuning in from Florida and Texas, those of you all who are in Georgia and in Colorado. We're going to also offer opportunity for those of you all who are out of state who cannot physically make it to one of the grants. We're going to make sure we help you all get that in place. So just do a recap again on what are the requirements that's needed, of information that's needed before an individual like myself would go and apply for a
grant. Okay, so I'm going to take a church, for instance. I know I lost the name.
Armstrong.
Miss
Yeah.
Joe Bacon said you could be another entity, but most entities in Louisiana that are churches are 501c3s, particularly because of the nonprofit status and the tax exempt status. So the first thing you would need to do is to go to your Secretary of State and nonprofit and categorize your entity as a nonprofit. Once you do that, you'd go to the IRS and file a easy form to get your tax exempt status, and you want to do that expedited because it takes a long time. Even when it's expedited, it can take up to 6 to 9 months. So once you do that, you will form your program. I tell people to form their programs before they form anything else because you cannot do anything with a grant without a program. And a successful program gives back to the community, it serves the community, and it serves a certain target market and a certain population. Once you get that target population down, then you go out and you see who's paying for instance, prison reentry. Who's serving that population? Who has initiatives and funding initiatives to serve that population? So then you would start networking with those individuals and letting them know, hey, this is my service, this is what I do. You have to also market yourself when you're doing a grant because grants are highly competitive. So once you get all of that down, you start drafting your grant. And the first thing that I put is what's the problem? What problem are you solving? You have to solve a problem with your program. If you're not solving a program, if you're not solving a problem, you will not be funded. If you do not have people that are dedicated to your mission and your vision, you will not be funded. If you do not have the correct board members, you will not be funded. So it takes a lot to go into the grant writing process before you actually start your grant writing. You think something
Perfect.
else
Yep,
for
yep,
me?
yep. That sums it up. Okay, good. So I see someone, David and Ashley, I see y'all asked about the services that we offer as far as business credit setup. We do just about everything. Once you start a business, whether you have a for-profit or a nonprofit organization, we want to make sure that you are what they call lendable or bankable. So we assist you with having a professional office address, having a professional phone number. We also assist you with making sure that you have a professional website, you have a professional email address, making sure you're listed in the 411 directory. We also make sure that you're registered with Dun& Bradstreet, Equifax, and Experian Business. So we help you with everything from start to finish. We open up all of your vendor accounts. We also help you apply for fuel cards, credit cards, lines of credit, and loans. So that's on the business credit side. It's totally separate from the grants. I know I normally do a business credit live once a week, so I will be sharing some more information with that on Monday night. For Labor Day, I'll be doing a live on business credit. But do we have any other questions from anyone that wanted to ask anything about grants? Again, we're going to be doing this tour. This tour is going to be on the 15th, the 16th, and the 17th of September. On the 15th, we'll be here in the city of Baton Rouge. On the 16th, we'll at 11 a.m. We'll be in Opelousas, Louisiana. At 5 p.m. On the 16th, we'll be in the city of Monroe, Louisiana. And then that Sunday on the 17th, we'll be in Jeanerette at 2 o'clock. And then we'll be in the city of New Orleans at 6:30. If you all wanted more information, the website will be up later on this evening. But y'all can go to financialwealthuniversity.net. That's financial wealth, WEALTH university.net. And you can click the tab and it has some information on there. Is there a cost? Yes, there is a cost for the actual class that we'll be offering. We're going to do a two-part class. So this class, the first half, is going to cover business credit, what you need to qualify for business credit funding and loans from the banks, different loan programs that are available. And then after that, Miss Ashley, the right lady, she'll come up and she'll go over grant programs that's available within your city, your state, your industry, depending on what you're doing. And I know the class is $50 for individuals to register. We do have the registration links up on Eventbrite, as well as it'll be up on the website momentarily. But for those of you all who wanted to, you can go just to, if you just wanted some information, y'all can go to financialwealthuniversity.net just to find out more information. And then I'll post a flyer and tag most of you all in it after we are done with the live. So do they have any other questions? We didn't want to be on here all night. Wanted to be on here for about 30 minutes. So we got 6 minutes left. Do we have any other questions for Ms. Ashley at this time for anyone who wanted more information or clarity on grants and grant writing and funding that you don't have to pay back?
While we're waiting on the questions, I do want to say that the grant writing class will be very hands-on. I'll be selecting one person to actually complete the grant with them during the class so that you can see what you need and you can see the process. Well, Ms. Bacon, if you invite us out there and you get us some people, we'll come out there.
Florida is a good place, so I will make sure that we'll come to Florida. I have some business partners that's in Florida, so if you want us to come to Florida, we can probably have you to be the organizer of that event and serve as a liaison for that particular event. And normally, we require 25 people to show up. We'll assist with the marketing. We'll pay our own way. We'll pay for our own hotel rooms. And with the main thing is being able to help provide the information and the resources to help individuals build. And then we'll make sure we do some research before we come to Florida on grants and programs and some funding programs that's available as well before we get to your city or your state.
They can say how many we need. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's been a pleasure talking with you. I'm really camera shy, so this is something new for me, but I need to stop holding back on all this.
Y'all gonna be seeing Miss Ashley. Y'all gonna be seeing Miss Ashley more live. She got to share this knowledge and information that she have occurred over the years with her doing grant writing. So this is her first time being on live on social media. So we're gonna try to bring her back before we start the tour. But we'll probably do something else in about a week and a half. And then again, make sure y'all go visit the website so that way we can put some information and we can get y'all pre-registered for the actual class that we'll be doing in your city. Again, those cities are Baton Rouge. Yes, sir, Mr. Joshua, I told you we're going to be coming to California. You just let me know whenever you're ready, and we'll get everything worked out so we can make our way there. But we'll be in the city of Baton Rouge on the 15th. We'll be in Monroe and Opelousas, Louisiana on the 16th. And then we'll be in Jeanerette in New Orleans on the 17th. So I want to thank all of you all so much for being a part of the live this evening. I pray that you all have an amazing day. We look forward to working with each and every last one of you all. Again, don't forget to hit the share button before y'all leave the live. Please hit the share button. And do we have any other questions at this time? We're going to do 2 days. Okay, perfect. All right, 2 days. All right, with a termination letter. So, okay, perfect. I'm going to make sure. So if you can go to the website, financialwealthuniversity.net, and fill out the contact form at the bottom of the website, I'll make sure to send you an email and my contact number, so that way we can talk about us coming to Florida in the near future for the end of the year. So normally for people that want us to come out of town, out of state, to make sure that it's a profitable and event that's worth coming to, we need at least 14 days to prepare to come to your city. So we're not going to do it at the last minute, like 3-4 days before, unless you have a guaranteed following. So we normally try to plan that out like 14 days ahead of time. So that way we know how many people we're going to have. We'll do pre-registration. We'll do some Facebook ads, some Eventbrite ads. So that way we make sure the word is out and we're sharing the word with individuals. So I want to thank you all so much. Is there a grant for food cleaning services? Is there a grant?
There's business grants through SBA and local government. So specific business grants, I'm not aware of any for pool cleaning services, but business grants are available through different entities.
Perfect. Well, thank you all so much for being a part of the live on tonight or this evening. Y'all have an amazing night. Don't forget to go to the website, www.financialwealthuniversity.net. That's financialwealthuniversity.net. net. Thank you all so much, and y'all have an amazing evening.